Good morning. You were late again.
No, I'm not. It's exactly 9 o'clock.
No, supposed to be here at 8:59.
Well, according to you. I'm getting rid of
How are you,
all
Alicia?
of these notebooks. Hang on. Why are there two note takers for me?
Oh,
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, it's kind of sad when I hop in and there's like seven note takers and no people. Sam, I
Oh,
know you were on, but you're not on video, so I
oh,
didn't even
AI is
realize you
sitting
were
in for
on.
everybody, huh?
What'd you say?
I said AI is sitting in for everyone.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So I probably wouldn't have kicked them out if there weren't so many and no people, but it was really odd being on and looking at all these note taker things. Sam, are
Yeah.
you coming on camera?
calm down. I'm getting there.
So
Woman
you're
loves
gonna
it.
give me crap saying I'm late when I'm not late, and you're not even ready to be on camera?
Listen, lady, I'm pushing the freaking button. It don't want to work.
Hey, Alicia, I
Yeah.
might be taking off on a hike, but I will be taking you with me, just so you know. Okay.
Okay. I'm a little jealous. Can you actually take me with you?
Yes, you can. I'll put you on I'll share with you where I'm at. Yeah. I'll be at maybe Piestewa Peak.
Are we gonna hear you huffing and puffing as you're climbing
I'll
those
mute myself,
stairs?
but I'll share a video. I don't need anyone to hear me.
That's funny. All right. Well, thank you guys for logging in.
I gotta share something. Can I really quick?
Sure.
I did a reference call for one of my loan officer assistants from back when I was with Suburban Mortgage. And I think I got this lady to accept coming in on Thursday. What's today?
Nice.
Today. Oh my God. Well, maybe it has to
Yeah.
be next Thursday. She's in Texas. How
Are
cool
you
is
talking about
that?
for NEXA at 11?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. All I was thinking, I was just trying to get her to the Thursday NEXA. But yeah, so my person's here I'm gonna hike with. So I'm gonna answer the door and I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay.
Alicia,
Go ahead.
I'm not going on any damn hike.
Okay.
Just want to be clear.
Meeting is so off task and we're only 3 minutes in. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Um, and okay, where did I open the presentation? Now I think, oh, this is neat. That's not what I thought I was sharing. This one. Okay, I think we were still at the tail end of the touches. We didn't even get through all 8 touches, did we?
No.
No, okay, I didn't think so. So, these 8 touches are after you're meeting someone, really, I say for the first time. However, you can repeat some of these after you have like your first one-on-one sit-down meeting with them. But you start these basically, they're meant for after networking events or wherever it is that you meet them. And then part of this is within the 72 hours, you set your first face-to-face appointment. And then once you set it, you obviously don't want to set it for a month out. So maybe a week or 2 weeks out, and you could do some of these things again. Now, you're obviously not going to reconnect on social media. You're already connected, right? However, sending a thank you email or a text, a thank you text, a thank you card, things like that can all happen after the face to face. And I think that's where we ended last week, was setting the face to face appointment. Sam, are you in earshot or is it just me and Richard right now?
No, I hear everything you're saying.
Okay. Because I
You've
know
always,
Richard's gone through this with me like 10 years ago. And if it's
Yeah.
just me and Richard, I would maybe change the conversation.
I am getting a slice of cake. Is that okay?
Well, you don't need my permission. I just want to make sure I'm not, wasting anyone's time here. So, okay, so Sam, I know you've been doing a lot of events. Have you set up some one-on-one face-to-face conversations from
Usually,
those events?
usually within 24 to 48 hours, I reach back out and we set something up. Whether, and I always go according to their schedule, whatever is most convenient for them. I have three right now scheduled for next week, face-to-face reconnect.
Okay, awesome. I would be a little bit careful with saying you're always going to do whatever it is that is most convenient for them because you want to make sure you're seeing yourself and your time as equally as important as their time. And if your mindset is what is most important for them, that is a mindset in a sense of almost putting their needs and their time before yours. And there's a dangerous fine line, especially in Arizona. Other states are a little bit different, but Arizona, we have taught realtors to look to affiliates for education, information, business, referrals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it is very important, especially in Arizona, to make sure that the realtors understand that you understand that they are not here to use you and your time, your knowledge, everything you have is just as valuable as everything they have. They are not the top of the totem pole, which many of them do believe. So, I be a little careful in how you say things. I don't necessarily believe that you believe their time is more valuable than yours. However, when you say things like that, it sounds that way. So then they may subconsciously think that you believe that, and now you may find yourself in a usury situation. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay,
And
so be careful.
what, yeah, I will. And what I meant by that is, you know, I'll ask them, what is your schedule for the next few days or this coming week? I don't want to take you away from any potential clients or anything like that, but I would love to sit down with you face to face and move forward and see what we can do to help each other.
Okay, so what I do, not that I'm always right, however, what I do is I give them two times that work for me. So I will say, like, and sometimes I might just start with the days, and sometimes I'll be very specific with the time. Like I have tomorrow at 10:30 or Friday at 1 o'clock available. Which one of those works for you?
Yeah,
And they're almost always going to pick one. If they don't, then they may say, oh, neither does, but how about, and they'll throw a third option. I always start with what works on my calendar, and then I
gotcha.
fill them into my schedule because I want to control my time. And if I ask them what's their calendar like for the next few days, now they're in control of that, right?
It's funny you mentioned that because that's what I used to do in the banking world.
Yeah, same thing.
Hmm.
So start, I mean, and it's stronger, it's more
Yeah,
firm. It
yeah,
shows you as a solid professional who's playing offense, not defense.
yeah.
And if you're like, well, what's your schedule? That's a little more defense, right?
Right, right.
And you score when you're playing offense. So is something to think about. Every once in a while, I might say, well, what's better for you tomorrow or Friday? But it's stronger if it's like tomorrow at 1 or Friday at 3 or whatever the two.
I
Um,
got you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kind of like we do when we're setting your appointments, right, Alicia?
yeah,
Like the
like in the
phone
email.
appointments, right? With, leads, right?
Yep.
Give two times and you're in control.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um,
Just
yeah,
like how you scheduled that appointment for today at 10:30.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
It also your way also shows that you're very busy and you're squeezing them into your schedule. And if you want to, if they're serious, they're going to do it. If they're not serious, uh, I, I don't want to sit with them anyway. So
Yeah.
And people like to work with busy people, to your
yeah,
point of showing you're busy. So if you're like, oh, my calendar's wide open, I'll do whatever works for you.
yeah,
Now it's kind of like, well, why are you so wide open? Do you not have any business? Do people
yeah,
not work with you?
yeah.
If you walk, let's say you go on vacation and you go to a city you've never been to, and you're looking for a restaurant and you're downtown walking or whatever, and one restaurant has a line out the door and the other restaurant's empty. If you're absolutely starving, you may
Yeah.
go to the empty restaurant just to get food, right? But if you're not
Yeah.
absolutely starving, what are you going to think about the empty restaurant?
It's not very good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're going to take your time to wait in line like everybody else in line because you're just going to assume that that restaurant's better because it's busier.
It's funny. I have a friend in the business, colleague I've worked with probably, for 25 years.
Uh-huh.
And he's Mexican American, and he always told me, Laven, the best way to tell a Mexican restaurant is good is it's packed. It was just funny the way he said it.
Yeah. And so if you look too unbusy, right,
Hmm.
people are going to assume you're not good and nobody wants to work with you.
Right.
So, it's good to be busy. And Sam, again, I'm going to come back to social media. And I know I promised you a class. So, Richard, help me remember. We need to look at my calendar and pick a date to do a Zoom class for social media basics. Um,
Okay.
but Sam, you know, taking pictures when you're out and about. I mean, people would say to me, "Oh my God, you are everywhere." Well, I'm one person and I'm human. I can't really be everywhere. However, because I take pictures wherever I go and I post them, I appear to be everywhere. And that's someone's perception, right? And their
Right.
perception is their reality of whatever they think of me. And they're creating that perception based on what I'm posting. And
Mm.
so if you're connecting with these realtors on social media, and they're watching you and you look busy and you look like you're connected to a lot of other realtors, like you go to these realtor events and you take pictures, and you take pictures with successful realtors, and you take pictures with groups of realtors, and you take pictures at realtor events. Now they're going to assume you're popular among realtors. And if you take pictures with realtors who are successful, believe it or not, the perception becomes, whether you work with that realtor or not, the
Yeah.
perception becomes you are working with that realtor. I have had loan originators say to me, I'm not going after that realtor because I know they work with so and so because I saw pictures on social media. And I personally knew that that realtor did not work with that loan officer. And I was like, well, you just made that up in your head. Like,
Right.
did you look
Yeah.
them up on MMI? Did you ask either one of them if they're working together? Don't stay away because your perception, like, find out the facts and then go ask for the business, right? So
Yeah.
if you start posting pictures with realtors that are successful, then, that perception gets created and it can help your image.
I got you. Okay.
So, and Richard, I know you've just created your new Facebook account. I don't think you've started using it though, right? Have you?
It's funny you say that because this morning before this Zoom, I was on there trying to, yeah. So and I looked and I got like, 10 friend requests and all that. So I need to
From
get that.
people you actually know?
Yeah, just people
Awesome. So
are.
they saw you have an account again.
Yeah, I've already up to 20 friends.
Woo woo!
Richard, is this a business account or a personal?
I mean, it's supposed to be business, but I'm getting all these friend requests
Well, it's
from.
a profile though. It's not a business page, right?
No, it's
Oh,
not a
Yeah.
business page.
okay,
No.
okay.
So,
And
but I'm gonna use it though to post business.
business.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Sam, it does not have to be a business page, and you could
Uh,
take your personal profile and make it a creator page. There used to be a very distinct difference where business had to be done on a business page, but now you can have a creator page and you could post business and even create ads from your creator page. It no longer has to be just a business page.
yeah. Yeah. You need to do this social networking class because I'm going to be honest with you. I think one of the biggest things that's hurting me right now is I
It's
have
not
no
being
social.
on.
I have nothing. So
Okay,
Hey,
I hate doing things last minute. Oh no, we have the lunch and learn next week.
you
Okay,
know
it's
what?
probably gonna have to be in May,
Yeah.
after I get back from the NAPMW conference in Washington.
You
excuse
know,
Because
me.
you know who else? Lori Smokey. She was one of them.
nice.
Yeah. Try to
Okay,
get
you
her
guys,
out.
so after you meet people, you want to connect with them on social media, you want to send that private message, you want to send that email that we talked about last week, and your email and your private message are two totally different things. Also, I thought I updated this, but you know what? Maybe I'm not showing you guys the updated one because a text message is not on here. But I would also send a text. But if you get the face-to-face appointment, then your text can maybe be after that. And what I love to do is a quick video text. Like, hey, Richard, it was great meeting you at the event tonight. Or, hey, Richard, thanks for meeting me for coffee. I'm so excited we got to meet, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the future, whatever. And send it a few hours after, right?
Right.
So, oh, sorry, I got distracted. The endodontist that I went to yesterday is calling, probably with my updated bill, Richard.
Yeah, right.
Oh, timing. Okay, but then sending a thank you card. If they give you a business card, their business card probably has an address on it. Now, not everybody works from offices anymore, right? And some people work from home, and some people don't want to put their home address on their business card. So there may not be an address. And depending on how well your relationship got started, it may be okay to ask for the address. It may be weird. You got to use your gut instinct on this. However, I can tell you time and time and time again, I have had people say, well, I don't want to ask for people's addresses. That's weird, blah, blah, blah. I go on Facebook when I know people's birthdays are coming very often, and I'll send birthday cards and I will just ask them on Facebook. Like, hey, sometimes I'll be blunt and upfront and transparent. Hey, I see your birthday's coming. I'd love to send you a card. Can I get your address? Sometimes I just say, I want to send you something. Can I have your mailing address? And I'd say 95% of the time, people just give me their address. No questions or nothing. Every once in a while, like somebody recently, I want to say a week or 2 weeks ago, another NEXA loan officer, he was joking with me and he's like, you're not sending me a bomb, are you? Or anthrax, I think he said. And I said, no, I prefer pipe bombs.
Oh my
You
gosh.
know, so you can make a joke about it, right? Or I'll get
Right.
the address and I'll be like, oh, great, now I can stalk you, you know, just to be funny or whatever. But then they're super happy when they get their card, right? So if
Yeah,
the relationship went well, the conversation was smooth, then people aren't going to question so much if you ask for their address.
right.
And I mean, I could tell you, I've had people even in my own past where like assistants I've hired, like when I used to work at People's Mortgage, the assistant first whoever sent cards for me, she was like, no way, you asked, you just asked. And I'm like, yeah, you don't even have to tell them what it's for. And then I had virtual assistants in the Philippines, same thing, like almost everyone where I'm like, Go on my Facebook profile and ask for their address. Almost every time they're like, "What? Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like they're gonna give it to you. It's okay. Like if you think it's gonna be weird, try it. See what happens, right?
Right.
Because you'll probably be shocked at how many people just give you their address. Now, if the conversation wasn't super flowing and it was awkward, again, like use your gut instinct. If it was an awkward conversation, don't ask for their address. But if you felt comfortable, you thought they felt comfortable, go ahead and go for it. And then
Right.
add them. I think we started talking about this, the database last week, because we talked a little bit about a CRM and sending newsletters, especially with realtors. You want a drip. And you have like a monthly drip that goes out. It should go to past clients, realtors, any kind of referral partner. However, you can also send emails in between. Like next week, we have that lunch and learn. Send the lunch and learn flyer to any realtors you know. It doesn't even matter if they don't want to go. Why can it still help you, or how can it still help you to send an email for an event, even if they're like, "Yeah, I'm not coming," or even if they don't open it or answer you?
You're
How
still
is it
touching
still-
them. You're touching them,
They're
right?
still
And they're
seeing your
seeing the
name.
email. Oh, Richard sent me an email. Even if they don't open it, it
Yep.
still goes into their mind. You're touched. You're touching them.
Yep. They see your name in the from part of the email. And even if they don't open it, your name is now top of mind, right? And if you're doing it within the beginning of time of meeting them and then on a regular basis, they will never forget who you are. But if you meet them at an event and you connect on social media and you don't post, and you go for your one-on-one, but you don't send regular messages, email, text, social media, whatever, 3, 4 months down the line, do you think they're going to remember you if they met 20 other realtors between the time they met you and 6 months?
You
No.
know, yeah, I mean, like Sam, I don't know if you know, but the company I came from before 6 weeks ago, one of the guys was one of the top, originators. When everyone would always ask me when they came aboard, does he do it? Well, first of all, it's hard work, but he touched everyone all the time, you
No.
know, like with anything like emails. So I mean, I learned a lot. You have to have a CRM really to
Yeah.
keep touching people. And
Now,
that was,
time or money, right? If you
yeah,
don't have the CRM and you don't want to pay for it yet, then you
yeah,
got to put in the time to send the individual emails.
right. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's really even a simple email to past clients, with listings in their area this week. I saw a lot of emails like that. It's very powerful, the follow up and to keep touching.
And I email you guys a lot, right? And you're both local. So you guys get the Arizona PowerHouse events that I send out and stuff.
Right.
Even if it's not an event we're hosting, like next week is our NEXA LO PowerHouse Downline Lunch and Learn. Like Sam, when you invite realtors to that lunch and learn, you say, "I'm hosting a lunch and learn next week," or "My team is hosting a lunch and learn next week." Take accountability and own that lunch and learn, right? Because
Right.
Okay.
it just says NEXA. So we are the sponsor, you are the sponsor, right? However, like you sent me a thank you after I sent out the event for the Arizona Department of Real Estate. Well, you can take that same email, that same event, either clean it up or use it how I did and forward it to your realtors, any that you've met that you want to build a deeper relationship with, and say, "Hey, I'm going to be going to this event, and obviously it's information for realtors. Would you like to attend with me?" And now you go and you sit with them. And depending on the time of the event, I don't remember when that one is scheduled, but if there's not a food around the event. You could even take it one step further if you want. Do you guys want to go for lunch after, or do you want to go for coffee after, or happy
Right.
hour, depending on the time of day, right? So,
Right.
Right.
especially when if you don't have files to work on right now, when you don't have loan files, your job entirely 100% is marketing. Marketing, asking for the business 8 hours a day until you have files to work on, right? 8 hours a day, 100% of the time, marketing yourself, asking for business, making it a contact sport, reaching out to the realtors, calling, texting, inviting, emailing. And so, going to the events, creating things for after the events. Um, so even if you don't have a CRM right now, there's plenty of reasons where you could email these realtors, and at bare minimum, you should have a spreadsheet list of your realtors. Um, or like in my NEXA G Suite, I have a distribution list for the downline and for the Arizona downline, two separate. Now, it's different when it's internal because I could send to 100 people and not be spam. However, if you're emailing outside and you're adding more than one person to it, BCC them, do not CC them. You don't want them to see that the email went to multiple people. However, you also don't want to go over 9 people in the BCC if it's an external email, because now that you have a much higher chance of going to spam.
Hmm.
Alicia,
Yeah.
forgive me, the next luncheon, is that flyer in our email already? I may have seen it. I just don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I sent it out, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, maybe
Okay.
maybe a week ago.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's the down payment assistance. I also texted it to you.
Okay.
And there's an Eventbrite page where the QR code to register takes you to. So you could share the link. I shared the link in the email and I said, here's the link for the QR code. Invite your realtors.
Yeah. I remember seeing it. Uh, I just don't
Richard, are you
remember.
looking for it in your email? Looks like your eyes are scanning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking up at my other screen, and what
Oh.
caught my eye was one of the friend requests I got on Facebook was my neighbor, who I think I've told you she's from South Dakota and she's a realtor.
So basically, you just got distracted.
Yeah, I did. But I mean, I was like, oh shit, it's Linda. So that's a good sign.
Sam, if you don't see the email when you go to search for it, ask me. I will find it in my
I
sent
can probably
files and
find it
send
here.
it to you again.
I can
I appreciate it. I'll look for it once we're done.
let me see here. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
looking for it
And
now.
I texted it to you so that you can also forward that text to realtors. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be an email, it could be a forwarded text.
Okay. I
Now,
will.
if you don't know, and if your realtors don't know, and you want to add a piece of value, a lot of times people say, well, what good is a QR code when it comes in a text when you need your phone camera to scan the QR code? You really don't. You just hold your finger on the QR code long enough, and the link is going to pop up.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Do it right now. Find the text I sent you with this flyer and
All right.
open the picture and hold your finger on the QR code. At least it works on iPhones. I'm assuming it
Well,
works on all, but I don't know.
I have an iPhone, so
Okay. Um,
all right, I found it.
okay, hold your finger on the QR code. Tell me if it works.
Yep, it just popped up.
Isn't that cool? So you could teach that to your realtors.
I did
You
not
could,
know that.
yeah, you could say scan this QR code or just hold your finger on long enough and the Eventbrite page will come up. And all it takes to sign up for that lunch and learn is to put your name and your email. Done.
Okay.
Super simple. So while you're there, Sam, register yourself.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
And Richard, I need you to register for it too because she needs the head count for lunch.
Okay.
You're coming, right?
I didn't know if you want me to, yeah, for sure.
Well, why would I not want you to?
Well, I don't, there's a lot of things, right? A lot of
No, this
activities.
is for the downline. You've never even been to a downline event yet.
No. Yeah.
Register yourself, attend, invite. Um, God, I just forgot his name.
Richard.
No, you're a realtor that always sends you referrals.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah, invite
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard,
Yeah.
I want you there.
All right. Thanks, Sam. I can't wait to see you, meet you in person.
Yeah, well, yeah, be careful what you ask for. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so add people to your database. Hopefully that's a CRM, but if it's not a CRM, minimum spreadsheet or a list in your G Suite. But again, if it's outside emails, you don't want a distribution list in the G Suite for that because it'll get too big and you'll be spammed. Um, and then this publicly recognize people and thank them on Facebook when it's appropriate. Um, Again, this goes back to when you take pictures with successful people, it helps you look a little more successful, right? Um, I was at an event once and try to remember if it was Bob Proctor, maybe, and I took a picture with him, or um Martini. I think it was Bob Proctor. Anyways, I got like 4 friend requests that day just because I took a picture with him after he spoke on stage. And it was like
Right.
all these people just suddenly thought that I like knew him personally or whatever. And they're like, oh, if you know Bob Proctor, I want to know you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
who are
perception
you?
is reality, right?
Exactly. So
Okay.
it doesn't have to be famous people though, right? Just like somebody who's well respected in the real estate industry or in their real estate office or has a good network and a sphere. Doesn't even have to be a realtor, like somebody, a business person well respected, right?
Right.
Like the more pictures you could take and then thank them for meeting with you, or like with Bob Proctor, I probably thanked him for his speech from the stage or whatever. You know what I mean? Like who
Right.
knows? But publicly thank people, publicly recognize people. They like it, it boosts their ego, it's a feel good for them, and it helps you connect to more people. So there's a dual purpose in that, right?
Right.
In that first face-to-face appointment, you want to be sure to walk away with action steps. It's not like, hey, we're going to do business together. Great. Have a great day. See you when you have a referral.
Right.
Like, what are the next steps? Are you going to create a marketing plan together? Are you going to co-brand? Are you going to go to events together? Are you going to just do happy hour once in a while to check in on business and see how things are going? Are you adding them to your database because they haven't been added yet and they said okay? Like, but have a plan of action. Walk away knowing when is your next appointment or when is your next lunch? When is your next coffee? When are you sitting down and creating that co-branded marketing plan? When are you doing an open house with them next? Like, what is it? When you walk in to that face-to-face appointment, know the end result you want and then walk out having action steps towards that end result. Always. Never walk out just saying goodbye. It was great meeting you. Always walk out, you have action steps and the realtor has action steps or whatever industry, right? And if it's co-branded marketing materials, reach out to me. I'll create them for you. No big deal. As long as you're not abusing the privilege, get their headshot, get their logo, get the contact info that they want on their marketing, send that all to me. And then, Sam, do you know where the folder is to look at all the options of flyers that I currently have?
On LOS, you mean? Or on,
No, that would be corporate, the ones
right?
that I have. So I'm gonna minimize this slideshow. I'm gonna come back in here to the G Suite Google Drive. And you should have, where is it? Hang on. It's not in the ones I've opened most recently, which normally it is. So let's go into my drive. And it says something like, here we go, flyers and graphics for loan officers. So I'm going to have it send you an email right now.
Please, thank you.
And you could come in here and look at samples of flyers that I have already created for the downline. Like this morning, I did one for Chris on manufactured and mobile homes, right? Here's an order form you could fill out. It will come to me or email me, text me, talk to me. I don't care. But if you're doing an open house with realtors, here's some open house options. You can tell me which one it is that you like. So you have to kind of describe it like this has the address. So don't, I mean, I don't know, but somehow describe it to me which one it is that you want. Give me the realtor's contact info, the link to the NMLS, and I'll take pictures off. I said NMLS, the MLS. I'll take pictures off the MLS and I'll, co-brand it, whatever. Just click on these and it opens it. And so these all say sample. You don't obviously want to use this, but when you send me the pictures, I'll change the pictures of this listing because Chris actually did this open house with Marianne and I made that flyer for him, right?
Hmm.
So, and then, I'll just create it and change out the pictures. If you come back here, like if you want loan product flyers, like I said, here, manufactured or mobile homes. I did this one for Chris this morning. But there's an example. If you have a realtor that actually has a mobile home or a manufactured home listing and you want to leave a flyer like this in their listing, you ask them if you can leave the flyer, but you send me the link and I'll put the pictures of the actual mobile home in here or manufactured home. And then you get a little plexiglass stand and you leave it in their listing.
Okay.
So all these options are here. All you got to do is just come and look through it and ask me what you want. I made an all-in-one last night for Andy Gaston. And so this is when we stopped having all-in-one and we just had the equity builder, but the all-in-one is back now with
Can you put that up again quick, Alicia?
yeah.
I just want to read it. Oh, okay. Okay, just okay, I get it.
Did you have all-in-one when where you were?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay,
That's why I
so
wanted to read it.
yeah, so we have two lenders that do it now. Um, Hang on, let me go back to get rid of manufactured homes. Um, so this one is Equity Accelerator. I want to say maybe PMG. I gotta look it up. But then the all-in-one is a specific name of the other. Both of them have three letters. I'll look up the lenders for you, or you know what? Here, we're gonna go slightly off task right now. There's a full-on training about it because it's a very different product,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
never.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You get a checking account and
Oh, wow.
yeah, they base the loan balance like and the interest calculated off the like what you have in your checking account. So if, somebody lives with extra money in their account, like I have a savings account where, I always have like $15,000 sitting in it for emergencies. Like I
Right.
could connect that to this account, and then it looks like I owe 15,000 less, and then the interest is based off that. And then when you get like paychecks and your paychecks go into that account, it's
Yeah.
a bigger amount. So it kind of acts like a HELOC where it goes up and down,
Yeah.
but the interest is always based off of the balance, which is minusing
Hmm.
your money in your account. It's pretty cool. It pays off the loan way faster.
Hmm. I have to
Um,
research that.
but yeah, here in loan type, if you look up all in one,
Okay.
CMG, that's the original one that had it. And
Okay.
then they went away for a little bit, and then Lone Lock Prime came in. I didn't know there was Green Sage as
Have
well,
you ever
but
heard of Green Sage until now?
no. But CMG is really well known for the all-in-one, and they were the first one that had it at NEXA. And
Okay.
they have like you have to go through a certification class for
Oh,
it, and they have tons of their own marketing too. However, when I first made this all-in-one flyer, the loan officer that requested it didn't like the marketing that CMG had, and he didn't want CMG on the marketing themselves because he didn't want people going direct to CMG because they also have a
retail.
retail division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why their name is not on the flyer.
Okay.
However, those are two that I made in the last 24 hours, right? So go ahead, go in there, look up the folders. So that could be step two of, when you're at your first meeting. It could be like, hey, I've got some flyers that I can have done, or I have some flyers you could keep in your listing because now they have two listings or whatever. Would it be okay if I give you co-branded flyers to put in your listing? And even like that mobile home one, I can make it co-branded, and put the realtor on one side and you on the other side. So that could be step two. Like, when we leave here, send me your headshot, your logo, the MLS link, and I'll have a flyer made. And then you just send me the request and I'll do it. And then maybe now your step three action step, don't just email them the flyer, print a
Right.
few on your own and bring it to them. Or if they have a copy machine at their office, ask them, does your office give you access to a copy machine where you get free copies? Bring them the one copy, meet them at their office, be there when they make the copies, or bring the plexiglass to the listing, meet them at the listing, put it in there. Do a little video now while you're at the listing, put that video on social media. You can always take one small idea and just keep expounding on it, which keeps you in front of them, keeps
Right.
the communication going. So, Sam, if you're ever stuck, and Richard already knows this, because like I said, we've worked with each other for a long time. But if you ever meet with a realtor and you're stuck on a next step, call me. Have a conversation. This is what we talked about at our meeting. I'm not quite sure what to do next to keep a next touch. I'll help you get ideas. Or I want to market with this realtor, but I'm not really sure what the best way is. Or once in a while, again, like I'm busy. There's a lot of people. However, if you request, hey, will you go to coffee with me with this realtor, or can we take you to lunch and pick your brain? And then you tell the realtor, I have a marketing specialist that I get to team up with. Have you ever heard of Alicia Remmel? If they're local, they might already know who I am. It's possible. And then you say, well, Alicia would be willing to help us create a marketing plan so that we could go get business together. And then take me and pick my brain, and I'll help you come up with the ideas with the realtor sitting there together.
Okay.
So always know a next step. Never just end it with goodbye, see you later, till next time kind of thing.
Okay.
And every time you're going to an event that is open to multiple people, invite a referral partner to go with you if it's like a networking style, or if it's a realtor related event. Always
Okay.
see, hey, you want to come with me? especially as you're building these relationships.
Okay. Now, there's two realtors right now that come to mind that I want to reach out to for, honestly, for the luncheon and for the realtor next month.
Awesome. Okay, where did I put the the presentation that I minimized? I don't know where it went. I'll find it. If I have to, I'll just open it again. There it is. All right. Um, so that's pretty much your, you want 8 touches. So social media, connect, direct message them. I don't have text on the list, but text, email, get back with them, set the face-to-face appointment, do the face-to-face appointment, send the thank you card, add them to your database, and but that's not adding them to the database is a task, not really a touch till you send something. But ask them if you can add them to the database, have your second appointment, and walk away with a plan. So that's even like 10 things that you could do within the first 2 weeks, and then just continue it from there. Huge, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of funny that Archer never took us on her hike. She
Yeah.
started with, "I'm taking you on the hike." So I'm gonna razz her and see if she watches the replay. Be like, obviously the multitasking didn't work there. Okay, so it's 9:46, and I know we need to get into a social media class. And actually, and Richard, I know you've been on Facebook before, but you're on it. It's been a few years. And Sam, you have an account, you're not using it. Being just the two of you on here, we can maybe take the last 13 minutes and talk a little bit, especially since the next section is a little bit of how to use social media to build your relationships. We could flip into, like, I could share my Facebook on my screen and we could do some Facebook stuff, or we could talk in general ways to build relationships through social media, which is the next step. What would you guys prefer? Do you want something specific to Facebook, or do you want me to go into, or do you have questions on follow-up before I move on?
I don't have any questions on follow-up.
Either do I.
Okay, so going into social media, do you want me to talk in generality?
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
okay. I'm gonna make this full screen again. Okay, awesome. So next section, my favorite section. Woo, woo! I love social media. And it's funny, Richard, you will appreciate this because you may remember years ago, I started saying this in my social media classes, and to me, it still rings so true. But Jeff Quincy at one point kind of laughed at me. It was like, "You may not want to say that." But social media to me is like a party on my computer. Not a party in my pants, party in my computer. But it's you could work social media just like you work a party. You could go to a party and be introverted and talk to no one and leave because you showed your face. The party planner, organizer, host, whatever, appreciates that you showed up, but you talked to nobody but maybe the host and you walked out. You could go to a party, be that, wallflower, hide in the corner, observe everyone. I call that the Facebook stalker. You
Yeah.
get on, or social media stalker, not just Facebook anymore.
That's what
Scroll. Is that
that's what I
you?
was in my past Facebook life.
Yeah, you scroll, you look at everybody else, you watch what they're doing, you disappear, right? So it's like you could pop on because to say you popped on, be gone. You could pop on, observe, scroll, stalk, whatever, leave. You could get on Connect just with the people you already have really good connections and friends with because you're comfortable with those few people and leave. Or you could get on and be like, woohoo, I'm going to be the life of the party, meet new people, mix and mingle. Oh, you know Sam, so do I. I should know you because I know Sam and you know Sam, so let's talk, right? And you can just create all these new relationships just like you would in a party.
Mhm.
Literally any persona you can play at a party, you could play on social media. And the perception you create of you can control that a little bit. Now, you can't always control what other people are going to think of you. However, with your posts, you can control what you want people to see or not see. So you can go, well, I do want them to see this. No, this part of my life is a little more private. I don't want everybody seeing this. You have that control. You also have the control where you're like, I can let these 100 people see this, but I don't want these 5 people to see it. You can get as specific as you want in your settings.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like it's all up to you, right? You could let the whole world see it. You could let just friends see it. You could let all friends except certain friends see it, right? Whatever you want to do. The key, if you really want to go deeper with your relationships and business with the people you're networking with, is just like in real life, you still have to be yourself. Even though you can control what people see, you don't want to be something you're not, right?
Hmm.
So people can smell fake even through pictures and especially on videos. So be you no matter what. However, be a little bit open. Don't be afraid for people to see and know who you are. People will be attracted to you and want to be friends with you and want to get to know you, the right people, when you share the authentic you. If you've ever been halfway through a transaction or you've had a referral partner where you're like, God, why did I take their referral? I never want to work with this person again. If you, those people, truth be told, probably don't like you either when you stop liking them, right? Like,
Right.
and if you show the true you and they see who you are before they decide to send you a referral or before they decide to send you their own business, if they don't want to work with you, you probably don't want to work with them either. And if they're like, oh my gosh, I think Richard is the coolest guy on the planet, I want to do my next deal with him. Well, usually if people think you're really cool, don't you usually think they're cool too?
Yeah.
Right? It goes both ways. I mean,
Hmm.
every once in a while, you're like, why does this person always want to hang out with me? I can't stand them. Right? But the majority of times, if someone likes you, you're going to like them. If you can't stand someone, they probably can't stand you either. Right?
Right.
And you are not the loan originator for everyone, and that's okay. And not everyone is a referral partner for you, and that's okay too. So you could use social media just like we talked about when you're asking questions at networking events. You can ask those same questions in chat. I do it. I think we talked in the very beginning how it's like, I think Jeff Jonas had brought up that networking, social media too, it's networking on your computer, is just like dating apps and
Hmm.
things where, and I ask the needs questions on dating apps.
You
Like,
do?
tell me about your life now. What do you
You
like to
do?
do?
That's
Same questions. You're
yeah.
just you're just not doing the D and the S, the decision maker and the solution. Usually on Messenger, that to me is more one-on-one, face-to-face. However, if you're prospecting people in other states, you can go through the D and the S on Messenger if you want, or set up a Zoom meeting. because you can prospect people in other states. And when you're going to go for coffee, how about we have a coffee meeting on Zoom or happy hour on Zoom? If I could drink my wine at 5 o'clock on Zoom with somebody else drinking a glass of wine, right?
Right.
Or having a margarita, or I could have my coffee on Zoom with you having your coffee. Same thing, it does not have to be at an actual coffee shop or a
Mm,
restaurant or a bar,
mm,
right?
interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like use it the same way. One of my really good friends, Tracy, moved across the country a few years ago. We used to meet for brunch. We started doing Zoom brunches.
Hmm.
And it started out the two of us and it grew to like 4 or 5 group friends. We would all make our breakfast or our brunch at home and get on Zoom or just have coffee or whatever. And then it's not like the weird etiquette of, oh, I shouldn't be eating on Zoom because we're all eating on Zoom. And you know what? Here's my opinion. If it's set up as a happy hour or brunch or whatever on Zoom, I'm going to eat in front of them in a restaurant. So why not eat in front of them on Zoom?
Right.
I'm eating regardless. I'm opening my mouth and putting food in. Who the hell cares if it's kneecap to kneecap or on a camera?
Right.
Right? Now,
Yeah.
Richard, I know for you, because you're newer to NEXA, right? What's it been? Like 6 weeks? You're getting used to the Zoom environment. But
Totally.
give it 6 months and you're gonna be like, oh, why did I ever go anywhere?
Exactly. No, I'm already getting more and more used to it,
Right?
and more
Awesome.
comfortable talking but
Good.
yeah,
Hey,
no, this is totally new to me. I mean, I've never really
yeah,
been on a Zoom before coming here.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I,
It's the same thing as having a conversation sitting around a table. Like the
Right.
three of us could be at a table at a coffee shop and or in a conference room and I could have this on a big screen, or we could all be here in the comfort of wherever we are looking at the same stuff. Sam,
Yeah.
did you have something to say?
two things. My first experience with Zoom was when I was at Rocket Mortgage during COVID and we were working at home.
Hmm.
Somebody literally had a white shirt on and no pants.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, uh, uh,
Don't do
Alicia and yeah,
that.
Alicia and Richard, for both of you, uh, being licensed in multiple states, is that something that you guys would both recommend to help? Right now, I'm only licensed in Arizona. Should I look into California, Nevada, some of the surrounding states, or is more states more opportunities, or is it? What's your thought about that?
My thought, right now, I would be a master of one.
Okay.
Gary Keller's book, I think it's called The One Thing. Great book to read. And focus, because if you expand too much, it's going to take away some focus. I actually did a Zoom that I recorded that if I could find the recording super quickly, I would love to show you with David Ryder, where he talked about, and I'll see if I can get the clip and just send you the clip because it's going to go on social media because he and I were working together to create some social media video for him. Um, he talked about where when he expanded his or exploded his mortgage business, it was when he created a niche and decided to focus on just reverse mortgage instead of doing anything and everything. If you're attempting to get into any and every state and you're just getting started, you're going to spread yourself thin, my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah.
And now the only way I would change that if you were deciding to put money into leads and you start buying leads in all these states. But if you don't want to be a lead-based person with a headset on, sitting at your desk, just responding to leads, and leads have to be responded to instantly. You
Immediate.
got 7 seconds to be the first to reply, or everybody else and their brother who got that same lead, even if it's a lead website that it's your website, they might have still been on 5 others in the last 30 minutes and put their information in every one. And so now you're competing against rate and speed and all this other stuff versus relationship. They're not going to rate shop you as much. And if you don't want to be that guy on the headset dealing with online leads, and I would expand to other states if you have the relationships there, unless you want to be the lead guy with a headset, just being on the phone, burning terminal calls.
Right. Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
Okay.
opinion.
I agree with Alicia.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say stay focused, one thing. Now, if you get really great at Arizona and your business is flowing and you want to expand, at that point might be a different story. However, right now, as you're wanting to get going, again, but if you want to put that headset on and feel like instead of you're working for Rocket, you're doing similar activity for yourself and generate your own leads with online leads or pay a lead gen company, different, right?
Okay.
Or do Mike's new program for FISBO, and get those leads. But
Right.
if you don't want to be lead gen, I would stay where your relationships are.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, we are at 10 o'clock. I am gonna save the rest of how to use social media for building relationships for next week. We're gonna deeper dive into this next week. Um, and then the week after that, I think is when I go to Florida. But I'm traveling Wednesday, so I should be able to still get on Thursday. All right,
Next,
so next week I will see you guys for building your relationships over social media. Woo woo! I'm excited.
Oh, sounds good. Thank you, Alicia.
thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care, Richard.
All
Thank
right.
you, Sam. You too.
Bye, guys.